Hey guys, it's Nate Savage here with a little bit of something different for you. We're going to do a gear feature for you. TC Electronic contacted me and asked me if I would like to try out their new PolyTune Clip, and I told them of course I would. I've been using the PolyTune pedal tuner ever since it came out, and it's kind of a staple for me, so I was excited when they sent us a couple of these things. Now, you probably don't know this guy sitting next to me, but his name is Andrew Clarke, and he is the latest addition to the Guitar System / GuitarLessons.com team. Andrew is a bit of a gear freak, which is awesome for me and awesome for you. You're going to be seeing him a lot more with these gear features. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and the band you're in.
Yeah, I play in a band called Awako Sleeper. It's a rock band. We like to jump around, make lots of noise, do things like that.
And why don't you just tell everybody what your role for our team is, man?
I'm the community manager here.
Awesome. He's going to be doing hopefully a lot more gear features like this for you guys. So let's get into some of the features of this PolyTune Clip. I'll let you start, Andrew. We've been using this for about 4 weeks together, and we have very different kind of applications that we use it for. So go ahead and just tell us what you think about it and some features.
For sure.
Yep.
So the very first thing that I noticed when I started using this is the really awesome clip. It's all stainless steel, it looks really nice, and it's got an industrial strength spring. One thing I do miss, it would be nice if there was a bit of a swivel, but actually it sits pretty well on any headstock, and you can kind of get any angle you want. Another great thing about it is the display is super bright and super easy to read, which I really love. What about you, Nate?
Well, I should tell them what we were talking about before. Andrew has never actually used a clip-on tuner, and I use them quite a lot, and probably in the last 2 years, I've broken 3 of them. So actually having a metal clip on a tuner was a big deal for me. I don't think it's going to break nearly as easily as the other tuners that I've used. The applications that I used this for were cover band, country band, here in the studio filming lessons, and then church gigs too. At a country gig, when I go out and play, I usually bring like 4 or 5 guitars. So I'm changing guitars a lot and I have to check tuning really quick. And I ended up using this mostly on acoustic. Like I would put my electric down, the band would start the next song, I would grab my acoustic, I would have to check really quick. And on the PolyTune, that's the whole feature of the PolyTune, right? You can strum all 6 strings at the same time and check to see if they're in tune. If anything's out a little bit, you can adjust it and you're off really quick. You don't have to check each individual string. So that was really helpful for me in that situation. One thing I will say, if you have a clip-on tuner, pretty much any clip-on tuner nowadays uses these little watch batteries. So I would really recommend buying a couple of them and just throw them in your gig bag. You don't want to have that die on you, and then you'll be stuck without a tuner. This thing is pretty accurate, and it has a couple different modes, which I did not know about until today. Because Andrew, being the gear junkie that he is, had read up on it. I just kind of stuck mine on my guitar and went, but he read all about it, and he can tell you about that.
So there's 2 main modes for the PolyTune Clip. That's needle mode and strobe mode. Now, needle mode is pretty straightforward if you've ever used an electronic tuner before. There's a needle right up the middle, and then the note name beside it, and as you tune, the needle will move and tell you when you're in tune. Strobe mode is a little bit different, but what they say is it's within 0.02 cents accuracy, which is way more accurate than most tuners out there. It's actually more than the human ear can hear. It's a little bit difficult to kind of read the display, but it shows lights that run back and forth across the display, and then when you're in tune, they kind of stop moving and turn green. Once you kind of wrap your head around it, though, it makes a lot of sense, and I'd actually recommend you use that mode.
So this particular clip-on tuner is a little bit more expensive than the average one you would see out there, which is like 20 or 30 bucks. But I like it a little bit better just because of the metal clip, which means I'm not going to have to go rebuy it in a few months, and for the PolyTune mode. How much is it exactly?
It's $49.99.
Cool.
And something to note as well is that other tuners, clip-on tuners that are this accurate are actually about double the price of this one.
Oh. So that's the TC Electronic PolyTune Clip. Thanks to TC for sending these to us to play with. I'm Nate Savage.
And I'm Andrew Clarke. We'll see you later.